All right, everyone. So, a big top WWE executive has now quit. We're reading from an article from TJR Wrestling. As reported by Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Brad Blum has resigned as WWE's chief operating officer. Blum answered only to Nick Khan at the time of his resignation, having been with the company since 2006. According to Meltzer, the powerful backstage figure is the one behind his departure, and he wasn't forced out. So what he's saying is that basically Blum left on his own terms. So here's a quote now from the newsletter. Chief Operating Officer Brad Blum tendered his resignation on 5/1. We don't know more details past this. Was his own decision and nobody forced him out. He, along with Nick Khan and Paul Levesque, were considered the three most powerful officers in WWE. Blum has been a critical, strategic, and operational leader. Meltzer notes that Blum was corporate officer number two in the Janelle Grant sex trafficking lawsuit filed against WWE, Vince McMahon, and John Laurinaitis. This is from the newsletter again. Blum was a corporate officer number two in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, which stated that when McMahon met Grant, he set up a meeting with Blum. She met with Blum, and the suit said he hardly asked any questions and hired her for a $75,000 a year job in the legal department. His name also came up that in February 2020, McMahon told Grant that Blum had warned McMahon that there were a lot of rumors circulating about the relationship, and she was transferred to another department. So this is kind of a very weird story, right? On one hand, you have um, all of this, him leaving on 5/1. This is a guy that, by all reports, was super, super important at the company. You have it basically being reported that he left on his own. He wasn't forced out. He wasn't fired. But then, you kind of notice that he's mentioned in these lawsuits, although it doesn't seem that there's anything actually like, well, that he's not being accused of anything, right? He's just mentioned as part of the overall story, which my guess is there's probably a lot of people in these lawsuits that are just mentioned as like, well, I met with this guy in the company. That doesn't mean you did something wrong. But I think we have no interest in speculating. Maybe he's just like, look, I'm tired of this. The company's in a good position. It's going in a nice direction. There's all this other crap that's going on outside with Vince and all these lawsuits, and I just want to be out of WWE. I made my money, had a great time doing it with the company, but now I'm ready to move on. That would be 100% reasonable, especially how crazy. I mean, think about how crazy the company must have been amid all this, right? Vince is gone. Vince comes back. Vince is gone again. Like this just had to be weighing on people in the company. So maybe this is the reason for his departure. But either way, we'll find out at some point, right? If nothing comes out, then it's probably just he was like, I'm done. I don't want anything else to do with this at this point because I'm burnt out. If there's more to it, I guess we'll see. But according to all reports, he had nothing necessarily to do with it, and he just wasn't forced out, and he was just the one who left. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.